And here we are, everybody. Come back for another roll reveal. This one is a 1954S. 1954S. It's an old tubed roll. It's been taped shut. It's been taped for a long time. It's got a whole bunch of tape on it. I'm going to try to peel the tape off and see where we can get with that before I have to go dig up a knife to cut it. So here we are. Try. It's not that bad. I thought it was a lot worse than it is. Haven't ever opened this roll, so I have no idea exactly what's in it or what's going on with it. So I hope, for everybody's sake, that this is a nice roll. One more layer of tape and then I'll be good. I just have to find where the beginning is, you know. It's one of those things with this magic tape. It's really hard to find exactly where you're supposed to start. So hello to New Marshall, Coin Junkie Malcolm, Coin Hunter Sam Howell, and Mac. There's Bob Hampton. Well, not finding the end of this very easily. Unless this is it. It is. Oh, not like it's really necessary for this part to come off anyhow, but I just wanted it to be as clean as possible going in. Okay, here we go. That coins look pretty nice so far. And here is our roll. Let's see what's in here. Have a chance of finding the 1954S DDO number 1, which is actually a pretty nice double die. And go take a look real quick and see what we see. Oh, that's not what I wanted to be on. That's not what I wanted to be on. That's what I wanted to be on. Let's see. Let's do 1954S General Search. Let's see what we see on copper coins. Here's DDO number 1. These are actually relatively difficult to find, but if you do find them, they're pretty nice. They've got doubling in the entire motto, "In God We Trust." You see that the mint mark position on this one's a little low and a little to the right, meaning that it's pretty much directly underneath the 5 of the date. And for RPMs, we've got a number of different RPMs. Oh, there's also a couple of really minor double dies that show in the 4 of the date, show on the lower part of the crosslet of the 4. We've got a number of RPMs for this date. Some of them are actually really nice. This one is a really nice one here. It actually has a horn sticking up out of the top left corner of the mint mark. That's RPM number 3. And move on to number 4. This one's actually kind of common. It's a very prolific in our general searching of 1954S Lincoln cents. That one has a number of different reported stages. Let's see, we move on, and most of them are going to be upper and lower split serifs or doubling on the curve of the mint mark. Here's one with doubling on the lower curve, on the outside of the lower curve. So that one's pretty nice too. But that's basically what we have for 1954S. Just a number of nice little RPMs. I mean, there's a lot of them too, which means that our possibility of finding some of the RPMs is actually pretty good. So let's get into this. I've got my coins out. Coin number 1 will go to Stonecutter. And Stonecutter gets this coin right here. And I'm not seeing anything there. Not on this first coin. Double die reverses are completely unknown for 1954S, so we'll go through, we'll look at the first 10 coins on the back side. Don't see anything there, we'll just give it up and count on the rest of it for the second look through the roll. Don't necessarily want to spend a bunch of broadcasting time showing something that we don't expect. Here's from Malcolm. Malcolm's second coin. Not an RPM. Not a DDO either. And flip it over and take a look at the other side. Interesting little die crack on the end of the T there. And that's coin number 2. Here's coin number 3 now. Coin number 3 will go to DN. DN for coin number 3. And this is coin number 3 right here. Nice woody. Really pretty wood grain toning on this one. But not a double die obverse. Let's check the reverse on this one and see if there's anything to be seen on the reverse. Well, looks like the woody continues on to the reverse. A really nice looking woody coin here. But that's it. DN for coin number 3. Let me move back over to... What did I do? Did I mess up? I did mess up. Hang on. There we go.
The future happens.
Nope, that's not going to work for me.
Gemini.
I got to be able to come back in and see what's going on. I accidentally clicked myself away from the broadcast, so I have to come back into the broadcast to be able to see what's going on. And I hope I'm still broadcasting. Okay, here I am. I'm back. I'm sorry. I clicked myself away from the broadcast and I couldn't see what was going on. That wasn't nice. Okay, here we are. Right back. Well, there's more people here too. What do you know? All you guys came in because I left, right? We got Farm Dog. Let's see who else do I have. Well, there's Malcolm and Coin Dragon. Good afternoon, Frank. Let's see. Yeah, I accidentally pushed myself out of the room. Here I am again. Oh, look at that. Next coin, number 4 for Randy. What do we got for Randy? It is an RPM. It is one of the better RPMs. We have bum buddy bum 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 bum. Let's see here. Let me get this focused in and make things a little brighter. Just a little brighter. Hang on, I'll get this out of the way. There we go. And you can see over here. Yeah, say, wait a minute, a second. Hang on. Oh, gosh. Chuck is not doing well today. Let's see. There we go. Right here. This is part of an RPM. You got a nice die crack traveling all the way up the 9 and all the way up the 1 of the date. You've got a die chip at the bottom of the 5. Those are all going to be markers for this RPM. It is a later die state coin. Later die state RPM then. And we'll take a journey around the coin. I have to have this on auto or it ends up taking me too much time to do the repop on this. So here, let me focus this down to a smaller point and see if it helps a little bit. No, that's not going to help because every time I move around it's going to blink at us. I really just don't like it, so I'm going to take it off and we're just going to stay at this exposure and hope we can see everything. That's a nice RPM there for Randy. I don't know which one it is, but we will find out. That's for sure. Here's coin number 5. Coin number 5 goes to Carl. And let's see what Carl picks up. Well, Carl gets what we would refer to as a normal coin. It does look pretty nice, though. Appears to be in pretty decent shape, that's for sure. Flip it over, take a look at the reverse to see if there's any chance that there's anything on the reverse for us to be looking at. And the reverse appears to be a normal 1954S Lincoln cent reverse. And so that will be Carl's coin. Carl is coin number 5. Now coin number 6, McBride. Mr. McBride, what does Mr. McBride get? Other than a hard time, he gets a normal 1954S Lincoln cent, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, I don't know. Everybody's looking for RPMs, but I certainly do. RPMs and double dies. That's kind of my push in collecting. That's what I like. Other people like different things, and of course they can buy into this reveal regardless of whether they want RPMs or normal coins, or if they're looking for clips or broad struck or other errors. And coin number 7, Mr. Fletcher. Jim Fletcher gets this coin. This one's just a little on the spotty side. It's got a break on the inside of the 9. It does not show me that it's any type of RPM. No hub doubling here either. So we're going to be looking at a normal 1954S here. And the reverse side shows us the world of normality on a 1954S Lincoln cent. Yeah, there's cracks on some of these. I mean, the cracks have been so far mostly on the reverse, but there's plenty of obverse cracks too. Next one up is Marshall. Mr. Marshall. And Mr. Marshall gets... Is this an RPM by chance? I think it might be. It looks like it could be. Lower serif. Split lower serif. Looks like it could be a split lower serif RPM. I'll pull this out and we'll call it a maybe. Look for a marker on here that we can use to determine that we have the same die. It looks like we have a little die break in the middle of the 5. It's making a die crack down to the bottom of the 5, so we can use that. We've got a die break on the outside upper part of the 5, on the inside upper part of the 5, and then we've got one in the middle of the 5 headed toward the bottom of the 5. If that's not confusing enough, I don't know what is. But that's definitely a decent marker. So that's coin number 8. We'll pull that one out just in case it happens to be a die variety, which I'm not sure it is, but we'll find out in due time. Mike Birchman. Let's see what Mike has. Yeah, I'm going to go with not enough on that one if it is anything. If it's an RPM, it's a really minor one. We're still within the first 10 coins, so I'll check the reverse on this one as well. But I'm telling you, the reverses are generally not much on the 54S. Boy, what a nice marker. Nice marker for nothing. Right? I believe coin 7 did. I'll go back and I'll take a look at coin 7 again just to check it out. Let's check you out real quick. It's not the same break. It is actually a break on the inside of the 5, but it is not the same one. It's not in the same position, not running in the same direction. This one also has a pretty hefty die break on the inside of the 9, which is not present on the other coin that we looked at. So no, it does have a break, but it's not the same one. Alright, let's look at coin 10 now. 5's got fangs, that's right. Here's coin number 10. Get you back in focus. RPM 5, which one, Randy? I'm not seeing anything on this one. There's a nice earlier dice date coin. None of these coins are in really nice condition. They're all in acceptable condition, I would say. Alright, there's coin number 10. Now, coin number 11 goes to Malcolm. I don't think we have anything here. I'll move my exposure up a little bit so I can see a little better. No, got nothing going on here. Check out the other side real quick, and then after this coin, I think I'm going to kibosh the idea of looking at reverses, trying to find doubling, because it'll just get us through the whole thing a little bit faster. I've got 3 reveals scheduled for today, and with the permission of the majority of the crowd, I would prefer to just go straight through. I have to stop and start the broadcasts, but we don't have to take long pauses of time in between if you guys so choose. And if you do, say straight through, it will just go straight through. What we'll do is we'll take 10 to 15 minutes in between each one. 10 minutes, probably tops 10 minutes, and we will. This coin is actually not even original, I don't think. No, this one's cleaned. That's weird. This coin's got scratches on it, I do believe. If that's the case, Carl, let me know and you will get a credit. Yeah, it is the case. This coin has scratches on it. Carl Ignatz, make sure you let me know that you get a credit for the reveal number 303. Alright, and move on to Sureg. And what do we have here? Not an RPM, not a double die obverse. That's coin 13, now 14. Mr. Fletcher. 14, Mr. Fletcher. Let's see what you got. A few nice die breaks on that one, but otherwise nothing. A couple of pretty long die cracks. Hello, Jeff Dunn. Okay, I see everybody who has sent in a vote basically said that if we move straight through today's reveals one after the other instead of waiting for their scheduled time, everybody's okay with that. So that's what I'll do today. Nothing on this one. And we keep moving. On and on and on. I'm hoping today is a good day for everyone. Today is a rather hot day here in North Carolina. Yesterday, the high temperature reached triple digits for the first time in almost 2 years. Oh, there's an RPM. You can see it right here, right on the outer edge. It's got a little hit on the coin, but this part right here is definitely RPM. You've also got a little die chip on the top of the crosslet of the 4 right up here. So one way or the other, this little guy is going to go down as a die variety. It has a very nice split on the lower serif. This is the secondary serif right down here, and then here's the primary serif out here. So it's nicely doubled on the lower half. Let's keep taking a look around and see what we have here. A little bit of a woody. Looks like this coin's been helped as well. Well, this isn't good. This is not an original roll at all. Wow. Well, it's a nice RPM, but it turns out that the coin has been lightly wiped. A little bit of cleaning on it. You can tell you're lacking luster and you have little scrapes all over the coin. So this one's for Jeff Dunn. I think probably what we're going to do for this one is also a replacement roll, because it turns out that this one is not an original BU roll, but there are a number of original BU coins in this roll. Here's another one of them. Appears to be the same RPM. Appears to be the same one anyway. This one's got a gouge on the inside of the L of Liberty. Yeah, this is the same RPM. It's got the same chip on the upper part of the crosslet of the 4, except this coin is original. It's not cleaned. So this one's for Thomas. A nice die scratches here on the reverse side. Reverse. So there's that RPM. Now number 18. This one goes to Farm Dog. This coin's nice too. Oh, there we go. That's an RPM. That's RPM number 24, 21, 24, something like that. It's this little mark right up here up at the top. That's actually this center post of another S, and that's all you can see of it because they polished the rest of it off. But this actually goes with this center area right here. Nice RPM. This one's not, I don't think this one's listed by Koneka. I think this one's only listed by Wexler and Copper Coins. Another nice one. It's a scarce one. Very difficult to find. So that was for Farm Dog. Relatively new listing for us too. 1mm19. Okay, thanks, Eric. Coin number 19 goes to Adam Connor. And I'm not seeing anything on this one. Jeff Dunn, because your coin was cleaned, you are also owed a free reveal, equal value, or a credit on your next order, either way. For anybody who has cleaned coins in this particular roll, it looks like somebody got busy and scrubbed a few of the coins that may have not been in better condition, but it appears most of them turned out pretty nice. So most of them are nice. It's just some of them that aren't original. They're not pretty. They've been scrubbed clean. Let's see, whose coins were those? Okay, coin number 16 was Jeff Dunn. He'll get a credit on that one. And there was another one that was an RPM. I believe it was coin number 8. 8, I think, maybe. No, But we will for sure figure it out. Here, let me see here. There was one in here. Where did it go? I thought that was an RPM. I thought I pulled it out because it was an RPM. Let's see here. There it is. Carl. That's right, Carl. Carl Ignatz. Coin number 12. Why did I put this back erroneously? Or was this not an RPM? Okay, Carl's coin was not an RPM, but it is cleaned. So Carl, see the scratches? Those are not die scratches. Those are scratches on the coin. So Carl, you get a credit on this, and Jeff Dunn, you get a credit on this. That's how that's going to work. You guys just remember that you got a credit on it. Let me know later. How much did these cost? Okay, I've got one each for Carl and one for Jeff Dunn. So let's keep digging, see what we get here. Mr. Crusson. Bill Crusson. There's one where the S is almost all the way under the 5. That is an early sign that there is a possibility of DDO number 1. This is not DDO number 1. Ooh, that's nice. That's a clash of the wheat stem. That's a pretty heavy clash right there. That's the wheat stem on the other side coming through from a clash. A clash. As my fine-feathered New Yorker friends would say it, a clash. All right, that one's from Mr. Crusson. Hello, Wanda. Wanda. All right, here's Carl's next coin. Carl's next coin is actually a nice original coin, so hopefully it has a nice double die or something. Something like what we've been looking for, and I don't see it on this coin. Nothing here, but it is a nice original coin. It's actually in really nice condition. Yeah, it could be a 66. Let's see. Let's keep looking. Yeah, there's nothing on this that keeps it out of being graded 66. The problem with a graded 66 1954S is it's not worth the cost of getting the coin graded. But it is a nice one. That's for Carl, coin number 21. Now coin number 22, Eric Beyer. And this one is... well, it's normal. That it is. Normal coin. Moving along now to coin number 23, Mac McBride. And Mr. McBride, another one of our New York friends. And Mr. McBride gets a credit. He also has a scratched up coin. Looks like somebody just took something and just rubbed across a few of the coins in the row and left the rest of them alone. No apparent reason why. But a good thing this is not an RPM or anything. Mr. McBride, I'm going to write you down for a credit as well because that coin is cleaned. Now coin number 24, right back to Eric. And it looks like Eric will get credit for a cleaned coin. Is this one cleaned? Yes. I hit those scratches just at the right angle and you can see them real well. These go this way. This coin actually has wear on it. And This one's not a die variety, which so far that's the one good thing about most of these, is that they're not varieties. We did hit one that was an RPM that was also cleaned. So Eric also gets a freebie. Mike Birchman. Michael B. Not a die variety, and it is cleaned. Well, this may not be so good, actually. So Mike's going to get a freebie as well. It's coin number 25. Now number 26. Let me look through some of these coins and see. How much I really want to continue with this roll. This is definitely a put together roll. I thought it was in better shape than this. We'll just go ahead and finish it out and give credit to everybody who does not get a collectible grade coin. A cleaned 1954S is not a collectible grade. There's another one. This one is also hairlined, cleaned. So Randy will get a freebie. Storms. We didn't get any storms here. There was one to the north of us by, I'd say, at least 75 to 100 miles. You could see it way off in the distance creating its lightning, but we didn't get any of it here. Well, not an RPM, but it is an original coin. At least this one's not cleaned. Got a lot of die scratches on it, but the die scratches and cleaning scratches are two completely different things. The difference on them between them is made very evident because the die scratches are actually raised on the coin. These are actually raised on the coin. Cleaning scratches are not raised. Cleaning scratches are actually sunken into the coin. It's actually abrasives on the smooth surface, creating grooves and trenches in the smooth surface of the metal of the coin. Something we definitely don't want to have. And see, this one is red-brown. This one goes to Marshall. Marshall, you're going to get a credit on this one. Yeah, that San Jose thing is basically, it's a die crack. It runs from the bottom of the 5 down to the S, and it makes the shape of a J. And because it appears to make the shape of a J and is right next to the S, it appears to be an SJ mint mark. And so it makes, well, people so named it the San Jose mint mark. All right, Marshall. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to include a 1954S next week. Probably throw a 1954S in next week. And those of you I'm writing down on the list as having a cleaned coin in this roll will get a free coin in that roll. This one is normal. So it won't be a regular reveal, like a regular scheduled reveal. It will be one that will sell especially and different at the auction coming up on Tuesday. But those who I'm writing down today will get an automatic spot in that reveal. Here's one for Wanda. Wanda gets a toned coin. This one's got some pretty colors on it. So, who could have been more deserving of receiving a pretty toned coin other than Wanda? Wanda loves her toned coins. So this one's got some pretty nice looking color on it. It's not a die variety. But it does have some nice color. Here's one for Adam Chambers. Oh, there we go. Boom. RPM number 4. That's one we looked at in the beginning of the show. RPM number 4. Nice one. Boom. So we know that whoever befungled, and messed with this roll was not a die variety hunter. Otherwise, they probably would have pulled this coin out. So that one's for Adam Chambers. Nice RPM there. Now number 32. Number 32, Mike Birchman. Mikey, I can see I'm going to be refunding this coin. This is one of the ones that has the die break coming down off the 5. This one may be that minor split lower serif. No, I don't see it. Not there, but this one definitely has a big spot. So, this one's got a bunch of little die chips in Liberty as well. Bunch of them. So, Mike Birchman, boy, you're hitting 0 for 2 in this roll. So, Mike, you're going to get another freebie. So, that's 2 freebies for Mike. And here we go on to Deanne. Deanne, this one does not appear to be an RPM. Not an RPM. And it's a very spotty coin. So, Deanne, you will be getting a free coin out of this roll. I tell you what, we'll just do a replacement roll, and everyone who had a spot in this roll will get a replacement. That works for me. Wanda, your free coin looks like this. May as well just give this roll away. It wasn't a good roll to begin with. We'll get a better roll out, and we'll go through it. This is the exact same die that somebody else, I think it was Eric, pulled in this particular roll. So there is some tone of originality in this roll. But you can see that the roll isn't an original roll. There's just too many different tones of color. There's cleaned coins. There's all kinds of stuff in here. This one is an RPM. This one's a pretty nice looking RPM. You can see the split in the lower serif down there. Split in the upper serif, you can see. So this one's a nice RPM. I'm going to pull this one off to the side. Unfortunately, this is a piece of wax or something stuck on the coin. That stuff will come right off of it. See, I got it to move already. There it is. It's just sitting on there. Piece of tape, it looks like. There we go. Got it straight off the coin. But this one's got a lot of Larry in it, for sure. But it is a nice RPM. So as for Randy, we'll keep plugging away at this roll, and we'll attribute these coins as well as anything we find in the other roll. But the normal coins will just come to you as freebies. There's another cleaned one. This is a cleaned coin here. At least you guys are getting a look at what cleaned coins look like. This one's cleaned. You can see the hairlines running side to side as you're looking at it right now, which is up and down on the coin. Lots of little lines that ride over the top and over the field and everywhere else, and they generally skip when you get to the letters. You see how that one scratch right there, right here, it comes up and then it stops right there. That's because it hit the R and it bounced over the R and it started back up right up here, whatever that grit was. And if you look over here, you'll see the same thing. You'll see where it comes up to the S and then it stops. And this is probably a pickup of that same piece of grit that was rubbed into the coin. But that's how you can tell scratches from die scratches. Die scratches actually run through and continue. See if I can even find a die scratch on here. Maybe not. Okay, there's a die scratch right there. Die scratch goes inside the D and it doesn't ride the top of the D, and then it goes to the outside of the D. So this affects the field only and not the actual letter. That is a die scratch. Coin scratch is completely different. They're pretty easy to tell the difference when you get just a little bit of experience, but that's going to be Bill's free coin. Actually, it looks pretty nice until you get it under a scope. When you get it under a scope, it looks like junk, which is what we're going to consider this. There is no RPM there. Practice roll. I like practice rolls. Nothing there for Mr. Bow. Bill Cresson. Let's see what Bill gets on this try. RPM. Nice RPM too. You can see the split. The upper serif up here, and you can also see it on the inside of the curve and a little tiny bit on the lower serif down there. This one's cleaned. You can see the hairlines. See how this looks different from this die scratches? These actually run over the top of all the relief, all of the raised design. Whereas a die scratch, see, these are also same issue, same problem. Pretty bad, actually. A nice RPM out of it, but it's a pretty badly wiped coin. Probably wiped with a cloth, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And, well, the people who do that don't realize that they're completely destroying the coin. Here's one from Marshall. What does Marshall get? Appears that it's cleaned. No, this one's not cleaned. That cleaning may have been something that was trying to take care of the spots on the coins, and it appears that it did. This one's not cleaned. This one's just, it's Larry-fied. Tim Crow, hey, how you doing? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It'd be really nice if you just come in once in a while and say hi in the auctions, in the chat. It'd be really cool. You're one of the brothers here, one of the brothers of the operation. You're in our core. Like it or not, you joined it when you started bidding, and here you are again. I hope everything's going well for you, brother. Another example of a die scratch. Die scratch here. You've got a scratch that comes all the way up to the edge of the letter, does not go over the letter, but starts back up on the other edge, does not go over this one, and then starts back up here. So this is a die scratch that scratched the die. And since these letters are all holes in the die, so the metal of the coin can raise up into those holes, cavities or holes, whatever you want to call them, this right here is not going to raise up with the letter because, well, these scratches went right over the top of a hole. Hey, Marshall. So this one, well, probably not an RPM. It's not a very pretty coin either. We are going to replace this entire roll, so you guys don't have to worry about your cost in these particular coins because they are free. Free. See here. It's one for Wanda. And while not cleaned, it is not one of the prettier coins. This one's a die state issue. This is just a very late die state coin. Very worn out die. And we'll move on. Coin number 42 now. Coin number 42 is Adam. Obviously, because of the complications that we've faced during this roll, our next one will be running just a few minutes late. Go ahead and get this wrapped up. Guess anytime we run into complications, I can plan for a late pull on the next roll. This one's also not an RPM or a double die. And that's for Yo Man. Now number 44, Mr. John Brandenbow. And this one appears not to be an RPM. It might be, though. I think it is. Just a very, very minor one. I don't know if it's something we'd be able to count, but it is, I think, a minor RPM. Let's see what we have going on here. Nothing else, actually. So it is apparently a minor RPM. Well, Marshall, I tell you what's up. We're going through a roll here of coins that were obviously put together. Some of them are nice coins. Some of them are really nice RPMs. But most of the coins in here are not in better shape. And some of them are even cleaned. So, best thing to do with this, go ahead and finish this roll up and give it to you. Then we'll put everybody in this roll back in to a replacement roll. See how the S looks extra fat going side to side? You know, it is in some shape or form an RPM. But it is a very late die state example of that RPM, which makes it really mushy. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to replace this roll. Probably do it maybe even before all the rolls next week. It'll be a 303R replacement. There's one for Deanne. This is a nice RPM. It's got a, see the split on the lower serif down here? Right there. And then there's a little split right up here you can see on the upper serif too. So this is an RPM. It's a Rip'em. Really nice markers on this one too. So this one should be easy to identify. Number 48, Lucy. Lucy have no die variety on her coin, unfortunately. Okay, now coin number 49. I try to be very fair, sir. Let's see, here's another reason why we have a mismatch here. We've got 52 coins in this roll. So here's coin number 49. This one's cleaned. Not an RPM. It's for Eric. Not an RPM and a cleaned coin. This one belongs in a copper bin. It doesn't belong in anyone's collection. And coin number 50, Sureg. Sureg gets coin number 50. And we have nothing doing. Coin Dragon, pick me out a number, please, between 1 and 25. Coin Dragon, pick me a number between 1 and 25. Let's see what Coin Dragon can do for us, picking us a person. Coin Dragon picked number 9, and where is number 9 is right here, and that was Mike Birchman. He's going to get coin number 51. And coin number 51, it looks like it's been flattened down on the mint mark a little bit. Is not an RPM. Does not appear to be a double die either. And it is, it's been lightly wiped. You can see a few scratches on it. Not many. It's not as bad as some of the other ones. A nest full of huge scratches. But this one's been lightly cleaned. Lightly cleaned. So there's that. So that's for Mike. He's going to get both of those as coin number 9. Now let's go to Tim Crowell. You still around? Tim Crowell? If Tim Crowell is around, give me a number between 25 and 50. We'll give that coin to that person. Something Tim between 25 and 50. I don't know if Tim's still around. It appears Tim may not be around. How about Wanda? Wanda, are you around? How about you give me a number between 25 and 50? I agree, David, and welcome to the stream. Hey, David, how about if I get you? Give me a number between 25 and 50. Between 25 and 50. David K. Number between 25 and 50, please. Just trying to get it from someone not involved in the roll. David gave me number 39. Thank you very much, sir. And number 39 is Marshall. So Marshall will get coin number 52. And this is coin number 52. Got a little die chip on the inside of the 4. Does not appear to be an RPM, though. And it is also not a double die, so it was relatively simple getting to this point. Yeah, Tim, I was going to ask you to pick who gets this coin, but we already got it from another gentleman who popped his head in. Same for you, Wanda. Already got it taken care of. Mr. Marshall ended up with that particular coin. We have ourselves a stack of normal coins, or what appeared to be normal coins. We also have a relatively decent sized stack of RPMs out of this. However, this entire roll is going to be a replacement because I don't like the condition of these coins. Some of these coins are cleaned and some of them are just outright nasty. So we've got 47, 44, 38, 35, 31, 18, 17, 16, 8, and 4 are all known die varieties, and they're going to be identified, and we will do a replacement roll for this coming up next week. So watch for 303R. All of you people who are in 303 will be involved in 303R. That leaves me with just a couple of minutes to get ready for the next reveal. The next reveal will be number 304. Number 304 is a 2020 Philadelphia roll. We're going up to the brand new ones to see what we can find. 2020 Philadelphia roll coming up next. I'll see you guys in a few.